Hello everyone, welcome to Quick and Easy Cooking. Now today I'm going to take you back. I'm going to take you back in time. Now how many of you remember the Quaker Oat meatloaf recipe? It's prize winning and it's very, very good. I don't see it as much anymore. They used to put the meatloaf recipe on their top, on their lids. When you open it on up, you would always see like cookies or their meatloaf. And their meatloaf is very, very good. So today we are going to make the Quaker Oat prize-winning meatloaf. Now it's listed on their website, and this is the ingredients that you will need. You will need 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef. Now, in this bowl over here, I have 1.5 pounds of ground round. Now, you can use ground chuck, you can use ground round, you can use ground sirloin. Now, if you don't want to use hamburger and you wanted to use ground turkey, you could do that, or ground chicken, by all means. Now, 1 cup of tomato juice or tomato sauce. Now, I have tomato juice, but if you didn't want to use tomato juice, you can use tomato sauce, whichever one that you have in your pantry. It says 3/4 cups of Quaker Oats. It can be quick or old-fashioned, and that's what we have here. We have the quick. It says 1 egg, so I have 1 egg there. Now, if you did not want to use the yolk in this, you could do 2 egg whites, it says, beaten. 1/4 cup of chopped onion, so that's our onion right there. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, optional. You don't have to put it in if you don't want to. And it says 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So, but we're going to use salt and pepper and the onion. Now, I've got my stove heated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So definitely you want to do that. You want to heat your stove to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And it just says, in a large bowl, combine all ingredients, mixing lightly but thoroughly, press into a loaf pan, or however you want to set your meatloafs on up. And it says bake 1 hour to medium, 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So it has to reach the internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit until it's, there's no pinkness and, it's completely done. But today we're going to make this. Today we're going to make the Quaker Oat meatloaf, and it is definitely really good. Now, if you want this recipe, I'm going to put this in my description box, and then also I'm going to put the link down so that way you can check out their other recipes as well. But this recipe used to be on top of their caps, and I haven't seen it in a long time. I always see the cookie recipe. But today we're going to do their meatloaf, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. As you can see, I've got my beef right there. Now it says 1 cup of tomato juice, so I'm just going to do this in order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake up my tomato juice before I open it. I'm going to put 1 cup in. This is very simple to make. I've made this recipe plenty of times. I like meatloaf. You can never ever go wrong with it. It's a good meal, and it's a hearty meal. I poured a little bit too much, so that's what I'm doing. I'm taking out some of the juice. Okay, we're right at 1 cup. So I've got 1 cup right here. I'm going to pour this in. Let me move this out of the way. I have 1 cup of tomato juice. There we go. Now it says 3/4 cups of Quaker Oats. So I'm going to open up this. me just show you guys this. This is what I'm talking about. Whenever you used to open up the Quaker Oat the Quaker Oats box, see how they used to have recipes right here? It says vanishing oatmeal raisin cookies. They used to have the meatloaf recipe on there, and I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen it in so long because they always use the cookies. Now we're going to use 3/4 cups of this. Okay. Man. Okay. Now I have 3/4 cups of oats right here, and I'm just going to pour this on in. See that? I'm just going to pour that on in. It says 3/4 cups of oats. Okay, so that takes care of that. And this. Now it says 1 egg. So here's my egg. Let me break this open. There we go. Let me get a fork. Now it just says lightly beaten, so there we go. Okay, so I have 1 egg, lightly beaten. Okay, that's off to the side. Now let's see. It has on here, it says 1/2 teaspoon of salt, optional. But I'm going to put it on in. I'm definitely going to put that on in. Okay, this is 1/2 teaspoon. I had to do my rings there. Okay, so I'm going to grab in the salt. And here we go. Okay, now this is 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So we're going to put that in there. Now it says 1/4 teaspoon, which is this right here, of black pepper. Here's 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. There we go. Okay, that's right there. Now all we have to do is I have to chop up our onion. Now that's what our meatloaf looks like. Now we're going to add 1/4 cup chopped of onion in there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix all this really well. And then I'm going to form it into a couple of balls, or maybe one. And I'm going to put it out onto like a pan. I'm not going to put it in a loaf pan. I'm going to put it onto a pan where the grease drains down from. Now I wanted to show you guys how good that looks. See that? That looks really good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some ketchup on top. It's like a design. Now you can put, like I said, you can put your tomato paste on top of this, or you can do like I'm doing, putting ketchup on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to cook this for 1 hour. As you can see, I got some potatoes right here. And what I'm going to do to go along with our meatloaf dinner tonight, what we're going to do is I'm going to cut the skins off of these, and then I'm going to boil them up and make some mashed potatoes, and I'm going to put some mushroom or beef gravy on it from Campbell's. So it's going to be a very quick, simple dinner. Now I've got my potatoes on, so I'm going to let those cook. Now as you can see, I've got our mashed potatoes done, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make just a can of mushroom gravy by Campbell's. Now I love this stuff, mushroom gravy, or you can use beef gravy, whichever one you prefer, or if you have the McCormick gravy packets, those are good as well. I wanted to show you guys our meatloaf. Now what I've done is I've added some more ketchup on top, and I'm going to cook it an extra 10 minutes because I want that to get nice and crusty. As you can see, I've got our pan gravy right here. And it's just Campbell's, you know, it's just simple. You know, if you want to make your own gravy, by all means. I'm just using the canned gravy, and it's mushroom by Campbell's, because I absolutely love mushrooms. But if you don't like mushrooms, you can use beef gravy or some other gravy. Now what I've done is I've taken this out of the oven, and I'm just going to let it rest for 5 minutes. And then I'm going to cut it into pieces here, and then I'm going to serve it. Now what I have here is I have my plate off to the side right here. I'm going to move that away. Here's my little plate right here. Now I'm going to try this for you guys. It is absolutely, man, is that good. It is really good. It is nice, moist. It's not dried out. It's got onion in it. Now I have a little gravy on this right here. It's Campbell's mushroom gravy. This is really good. You really don't need any type of gravy on it. You really don't. Now I made some homemade mashed potatoes with this, and I got mushroom gravy on it. Those are nice and buttery. And I use golden potatoes. Those are really good. This taste is absolutely amazing. Now you may have to adjust this recipe to the size of your family, but it is really, really good. And I will put the description in the description box. Quaker Oats meatloaf, prize winning, and I'll put all their you know, how to make it and stuff like that. And then also I'll put the link to, you know, their website, or you can just go into their website, because they have a lot of wonderful recipes and stuff. Anyways, this is truly amazing. I want to thank everybody for watching our video today of our Quaker Oat prize-winning meatloaf. This is truly amazing, and you don't see it a lot. You know, when you open up the Quaker Oat, you always see their oatmeal cookies, because they always had the recipe, like I showed you, on the inside of their lid. And I've always enjoyed the Quaker Oat meatloaf, and it's truly a classic. It really is. I want to thank everybody for watching our video today. Please click the subscribe button and notification bell, so that way every time I come on, you know. If you're watching this for the first time, please click the subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. Thank you for watching. Take care. Happy holidays. I'll see you in the next video.